Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Feimonville Approach. Our heroes today are going to be Helping Hands, playing as the US forces in the blue. And his opponent is going to be Lovenest, playing as the Ostir, or Wehrmacht faction, in the red. Should be a hell of a fight. Amy already cast this, I believe, earlier. Well, I guess today, but earlier yesterday by the time you're watching this. On the Sunday Night Fight stream. And yeah, I want to cast this one too. So, we got Lovenest doing the good old wiring here with his Pios. Did get himself a Tier 1 with the Grens coming out of it. No MG to start with, so still, you know, even though he can build it right away, doesn't really need it, I suppose. Helping Hands, however, for his part, is going for a lot of rear echelons. He has 3 rear echelons on the field right now, but he did go ahead and get a rifle squad, so it's not exactly the same spam that we saw the last time by, damn, I forgot who it was. Was it Sprice? No. Polity? Oh. Shit, I forget. Well, it was a recent game, but yeah, we saw a lot of rear echelons hitting the field. So here we see Helping Hands going for 3, doing the whole tank trap heavy cover, putting some wire across it so that, you know, it doesn't actually benefit the enemy. And yeah, but just getting 3. So very interesting, but we'll see. So for now, you see Helping Hands just capturing territory all across the board. Up in the north, we're trying to have an engagement as Grens and rear echelons engage. Rear echelons are going to rush themselves into the big mansion here, get right inside, and be able to shoot back at the Grens. The Grens will probably still win the engagement, but it's going to take a while, so, you know, they're going to be engaged there for a little while. We do see a lot of wiring over here on this point by Lovenest as he captured the point. Rifles coming up behind the Grens. They are going to stay quite a ways away as they are capturing the fuel being the bigger target here rather than the victory point, at least at this stage of the game. And we do hear the MG42 opening up on something. Rear echelon squad in the center as it gets caught, suppressed, and forced to back off. It's still not pinned, so it's crawling out of the way. Gren squad is going to get right on top of it, so it is going to be forced to retreat regardless. But we now have the rifles getting right on top of the Gren squad. Gren squad down to 2 men. Pio squad coming up for the flank, trying to get right on top of those rifles. The rifles going to be forced to pack up and move out of the way as they take some more heavy hits. Down to 3 men. They took a lot of damage, but they are now set up at a safe distance from the Pios and in some heavy cover with the support of still 3 rear echelons behind them. So the engagement will be prolonged, but it looks like the US forces should be winning this engagement. More rifles getting produced for Helping Hands on the left-hand side, or well, center, I suppose. Rifles hold up inside this manor house as the Grens move up to the side of them. Rifles going to be closing the distance, getting right on top of the Grens, and should actually win that engagement very easily. Yeah, close range. Bye-bye. Rifle squad popping inside the mansion as they took some damage here. The Pios moving out of the way. Going to be going and capping the fuel point once again as the second Gren squad moves out. They're going to be supporting. No, it decides to reposition itself into some light cover here, awaiting the approach here of the rifles in the rear echelon. They do force away the Gren squad down to 2 men, but the rifles do end up retreating as they have taken quite a bit of damage and know that they can't really survive the next engagement. Rear echelons do stay behind and capture the point, or decap the point at the very least. Gren squad moving up, going to engage them. They are in heavy cover, especially in this angle, so they're going to be able to survive a while, but the Grens are going to get right on top of them, get the flank, and they're going to deny the cap, so the rear echelons pretty much need to retreat. Looks like Helping Hands is going to be delaying here, going to try and hold on just a couple extra seconds as the second rifle squad, or, you know, an extra rifle squad, really, not the second, moves up to the north to engage. Going to get right on top of those Grens, and the Grens are going to be pushed away very, very quickly. There it goes, and they're going to be capturing again. Nice fighting all over the place. Pios moving around through the center, going to be capturing some territory. As in the south, we see more Grens and the MG42 being utilized to capture territory as well. Center point, rifles inside the house, just making sure nobody's moving around. And the far point on the left-hand side is currently abandoned. Rear echelons are going in that direction right now for Hans, so won't take too long. Back at base, Captain getting produced for Helping Hands. Going to be hitting the field right about now.
Captain just took the battlefield.
There you go. And no battle phase just yet for Lovenest, so we'll see what his end goal is.
Grenadiers ready. Pioneers. Resistance! Taking fire!
Thought there was something weird here. Looks like my headphones messing up again, and one side isn't producing any sound. That's why I can't actually hear properly. Anyways, engagement over here on the northern side. Rifles taking quite a beating as they are engaging against 3 Grunt squads at the same time. Down to 2 men and forced to retreat. Captain moving in that direction. Not going to be able to do too much by itself. Needs a little bit of help. We do have a rifle squad behind the lines going for the fuel. Grant's pushing in its direction, getting right on top of it. One Grunt squad could go inside the house, but it's only one window, so I guess it doesn't really help them too much. And this way, every single rifle is aiming at the rifle squad and forces them away very quickly as they fall down to 2 men. Rear echelons on the far left-hand side, retreating as another one puts itself into some cover by the truck. Rifle squad popping out of the house, going to be helping out in the engagement, going to try and get a flank on that MG42. MG42 is going to be repositioning itself. Looks like it's going to be going up for the fuel. And we see a rifle squad coming up for the flank, probably going to be jumping over the fence. Up in the north, Captain engaging the Grunts, going to get right on top of 1 Grunt squad. Does not have the support of any of the other Grunt squads, so as long as it's at close range, it should actually win. No, the Captain goes down with its Thompson submachine gun, so the Captain squad is pretty much dead, so it retreats. Rifle squad does manage to get the flank on that MG42. MG42, though, does instantly retreat, so it's going to make it out of there. And we see a doctrine selection for Loveness, and that is the Lightning War Doctrine. It'll be interesting to see what he goes for that. Stewart going to be hitting the field right now for helping hands, of course. There it goes. So we'll see what the responsive is for Loveness. He does not have tier 2 yet, so no access to pack guns. So the Steward has a very big window of opportunity here to be able to do a lot of damage. We'll see what he ends up doing. Moving up to the north, may be able to catch this Grunt squad on the retreat. We see rifles pushing forward, going to be helping out in the engagement and the damage. Steward pushes forward, instant retreat there by Loveness. He knows what he's in store for him, and the Steward continues the chase. Will he be able to get the kill? Well, there's nothing in the way. Shots continue to fly, still 4-man strong, but the Steward is very capable of killing it. Helping Hands will be stopping his Steward before it gets too close to the base, just in case there's anything waiting for him, you know, exercising a little bit of caution. And there he goes. Truck taking some shots from the Steward. Should be going down if it continues to shoot, but it's actually still alive, so that's lucky. In center map, we hear the rifles getting engaged here by Grens. The Grens do get upgraded with the G43s, the Jaeger infantry package. We have a second squad already upgraded, so I'm assuming they're all going to get upgraded themselves, right? So rifles still trying to hold up here in the house as the Steward moves into the center to support. Pyos moving up, rifles popping out of the house, rear echelon squad popping in to relieve them. And we have a captain nearby, going to be getting the flank there on those Grens. Steward in the center, not shooting at the Grens, actually shooting at the Pyos in front of it. Probably better serve shooting at these guys, but it's still something to engage. The back at base, Loveness does go for the tier 2 eventually. Probably going to be building a pack gun first thing. Could also go for the 222, but it's a more risky play and probably not going to work out. So yeah, he goes for the pack gun first, of course, because it's the logical choice once you have a vehicle on the field. Grens with their G43s engaging rifles at range. The range will actually be more useful here to the Grens with the G43s. And the rifles set themselves into some heavy cover, which will help quite a bit. So the Grens move back. Center map, Pyos trying to capture the point as the rear echelons are trying to shoot at them as much as they can. Far left-hand side, the MG42 forced to retreat as the Steward still unopposed, just moving around gleefully almost and shooting everything it can. Hasn't actually done much. It's only killed 1 infantry, so kind of disappointing, but you know, it happens. And we see Loveness finally getting that pack gun fielded. Back at base, weapon racks have been unlocked, and we see bars getting upgraded, or purchased, I suppose, for a lot of things. Even the rear echelon squad getting its own bar, making sure that it has a little bit of extra firepower. 1 bar per squad, it looks like so far. Yeah. Spreading out that love there. And the Steward moves over to the far left-hand side to support against the Gren. Getting the flank on them, should be able to do a lot of damage. And the Grens are forced to retreat. Oh, nasty shot by the Steward, nails 3 in 1. But manages to get away with 1 man left. The pack gun is currently somewhere. Oh, it's all the way up in the north. Stewart could have potentially chased down that Gren and taking him out, but yeah, it's a little bit too risky to do. Helping Hans getting a AT gun for his own, making sure that he can combat anything that gets fielded to try to deal with his Steward, because of course he has to be expecting some type of response here by Loveness. It is not every day that you get to make a tank and your opponent doesn't do anything about it, right? I guess it's a good day when it doesn't. So the pack gun is currently aiming down south as the Steward was there, but the Steward is a very mobile tank, very quick, very nimble, going to be moving up to the north, and the Pios are now the target of the Steward. Shots fly, gets one kill. Pios moving back. Here, a rear echelon squad firing against some Grens with G43s. The Grens will win. Steward continues to shoot down to one man on the Pios squad, and it forces it away as the pack gun repositions itself and moves up to the north. Grand squad is there to support it. The rear echelons are retreating. Who the hell is firing? Ah, there's. And down south, we see an engagement here as a Rifles captain and a rear echelon squad with a sweeper, but a sweeper and a bar, so it's not actually a dummy squad. Engaging here against Grens, hold up in this house. Rifles move out of the way of a rifle grenade, pop out behind a heavy stone wall, and manages to get into some heavy cover. Up in the north, the Steward is trying to cover the infantry as they cap. This point over here has been decapped. The Steward crew could potentially be used for that, but I'm pretty sure they have better things to do. Gren moving up north. The pack gun set up already to intercept the Steward. The Steward, well, pretty much hiding behind the house. Could actually get shot at through the house if the pack gun decides to do that, but it looks like it's not going to do that. It's just going to back off as the Grens were forced away, and it leaves itself exposed without any cover. Well, support, I guess. Captain and Rifles pushing on the Gren squad inside the house. Bazookas flying, trying to get some damage in there. G43 is unable to do too much here to the enemy, as it is, of course, in heavy cover. Pio squad coming up for more of a cap rather than a flank. I don't think it's going to really do too much considering the amount of firepower the Rifles and the Captain have. Now, however, since the Rifles have been forced to retreat and more Grens are flooding in this direction, the Pios are actually looking very threatening now. Gren squad from the house pops out and retreats just to go get some heals, as we do have a medic bunker on the field for Loveness, and the Grens just are going to get engaged here by the pack gun. I mean, not the pack gun, the Steward. The pack gun moving up behind Steward, having an opportunity here to get some good shots on the Grens, but the Grens pop out and move out of the way as the MG42 pops into the house. Far on the right-hand side, rear echelons and Rifles just capturing territory as much as they can, as the Grens are going to push forward and engage the rear echelons. They do have their heavy cover by the tank trap, so it's going to make it difficult here for the Grens to engage. They do have their G43, so they're still able to do a lot of damage at range. All the Grens have G43s now. But with their flanking rifle squad with a bar, I mean, the Grens are pretty much done for. And they know it, so they retreat. Not wanting to lose really any manpower here. 3 Gren squads now pushing up to the north. The Rifles going to be setting themselves up into the heavy cover of the tank trap, making sure that they at least have some sort of cover. And more, oh, that is just asking for a rifle grenade. That is very dangerous. Steward in the center, getting pushed here by the Grens, making sure that they back off, as, well, could easily get killed by the pack gun if it gets snared. And back over here, we do have the AT gun just shooting because, well, what else is it going to do? Pack howitzer on the field for Helping Hans, proving his anti-infantry. And on the right-hand side, we have a Gren squad going to get engaged here by Rifles and rear echelons. Far left-hand side, Pio squad getting engaged by 2 Rifles. Rifles will quickly kill them if they don't retreat. And victory points are 482 for Hans, 255 for Loveness. So Loveness almost down to half, pretty much already considered half. Rifles retreating from the north down to 1 man, but the Grens are also forced to retreat as they get brought down to 2 men themselves. The rear echelon there being the key to turning the tide of that battle. Captain in the center trying to engage against the Grens, getting some shots onto the heavy walls there. Could potentially take them out and remove that heavy cover. Grens trying to move up to engage the Rifles, but it has a Steward behind it, so it's forced to retreat right away. Steward getting some shots on it, but not managing to hit too much else. Pack gun going to be moving up to get some shots onto the Steward. The Steward is sitting there. She's taking shots at the MG42. There goes the pack gun. Oh, it actually whiffs its first shot. The Steward notices. Backs off. Will it get a second shot off on it? Yes, it does. Manages to miss again. Way to go, Pack. And the Steward makes it out free. Rifles do try to utilize this opportunity to cap the point, but since the MG42 was not flushed out, it is, of course, pinned down and forced to retreat. Captain in the center, losing the captain already. Just the bazookas left, as they're always the least threatening units, I suppose. Forced to retreat, stays alive though, so that's a good thing. And a major is now in the field for Mr. Helping Hands. Back at base, we do have tier 3 just now going down for Love Nest. So yeah, it looks like he's going to be spending the fuel either in a Stug or, I would assume, a Panzer IV? We'll see. Friends up in the north, still getting a little bit of heavy cover there by the tank trap. Most of them are exposed here on the flag. Second Grand Squad going for the victory point, however, is going to be enough to push away the rifles, so they instantly retreat without suffering any manpower loss. Grens in the center trying to hit with a rifle grenade the rifles, but unable to do so quickly enough, and it is overwhelmed. So how many bars do we have? We have double bars on these guys. We got double bars on these guys, so looks like pretty much everybody's getting double barred. Rifles getting right on top of everything. The MG42 trying to stop the approaching infantry. It is, of course, in heavy cover, but it's very close, so it's going to take a lot of damage. Forces the retreat, and all the squads are forced off. Down to one man on that rifle squad. Almost gets taken out, but that one man actually has more health than these 3 men combined, so kind of a Viking there. Pack howitzer taking some shots, not doing anything just yet, but it only needs a couple of good shots to turn some tides. I don't know why I'm saying that so much. Tides. The tides of war are turning. Anyways, so up in the north, Stewart helping out against Grens, down to one man. Can make it out? Yeah, can make it out. Doesn't seem to be that much of an issue. Rear echelon squad, does it also have 2 bars? No, it looks like these guys are still with only 1. I guess I'll have to deal. This rifle squad also has 1, so doesn't look like Hans has been able or inclined to give every single one doubles, but we'll see. Far left-hand side, we see a lot of Grens capturing territory at the same time, so a big loss here on the left-hand side for Hans. See rear echelons retreating, the AT gun set up to shoot at the Grens, going to be taking out the truck. We see the Grens popping their first aid kits for the field. And there goes the truck. Oh, as the pack howitzer nails it with a nicely placed shot. Down to one man. Could almost be taken out there by the Stewart, but it misses. It's one shot that it had. And the Grens make it out. Captain retreating from the center. We do have the MG around, and, well, Grens and all sorts of nasties. And we now see the Panzer IV, the good old Panzer IV, bread and butter of the Ostier hitting the field. Rifles pushing on the left-hand side with the support of the Stewart. Grens squad by itself not going to be able to hold too much, and it retreats. We do have a Pilot squad nearby. Oh, relief infantry. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, why does everybody have those packs? No, this is relief infantry. So we see an Ostier hitting the field here by Love Nest as the relief infantry, takes effect. Rifles in the center retreating as the Panzer IV hits the field. We do not have enough munitions for the gunner on top, so the Panzer IV's anti-infantry capabilities are a little bit reduced. It's still pretty threatening, still pretty good at killing infantry, but, with the machine gunner on top goes a long way. This rifle squad, however, clumps itself up very heavily here, so the Panzer IV could actually take it out in one shot. However, like I said, it's not designed against infantry, so it's still pretty bad, especially in cover. Grand squad behind the lines actually manages to take out the AT gun and the pack howitzer. Have been decrewed there, but the infantry is, in position to be able to do a lot of work. Grens pushing forward while they are activating the relief infantry, so that potentially gives Love Nest a lot of, well, infantry back. However, doesn't look like it's actually hitting, and it's about to run out. Can he actually get a second squad? No. Relief infantry goes out, and he does not get a second squad, so that little push there ended up not working out too well. The rifle squad on the left-hand side, however, seems to have gone down as a bar gets dropped onto the field. That is unfortunate there for Helping Has. Love Nest calling in something on top of there. What is that? Or is that the Major? Oh, that's the Major. Okay. Yeah, I was like, what is that? That is not an ability that Loveness should have. No, that was the Major calling in an artillery strike there. Pack Howitzer does get recovered. The AT gun, like I said, is pretty close by and should be able to get recovered. But we'll see how it works out. Right-hand side, the Steward still online, still active now. Veteran C2. Veteran C2 gives it access to more accuracy and rate of fire. So that makes it just that much more deadly against those Grens. And the Panzer IV took some hits, loses its engine, down to about half health. Needs to come back. Out of the field, we have more piles coming out to be able to help out with the repairs. As we do see Helping Hands going for his doctrine, and that is the Airborne Company. Which we'll see how he deals with now. Major has been out for a while, so we see also Helping Hands fielding a Sherman. Sherman should definitely help out against that Panzer IV. Can't really take it out on its own, I don't think. It's again one of those situations where it's kind of outgunned. Grens spotting a leftover bar. Going to be picking up a bar, so that squad is feeling pretty good. It has G43s, and on top of that, it also has a bar, so that's a lot of damage on that squad. Grens continue to push all the way to the front of the base of Helping Hands. Oh, that was a nasty that rifle grenade. Oh, that was beautiful. And then the Sherman just runs over all of them. Look at that. Most men's charred and broken to pieces while the others are crawling. Oof, that was painful to watch. Sherman now on station. Going to be shooting against the Panzer IV. Panzer IV getting a nice shot there on the side of the Sherman. The Steward being alive is actually very threatening to the Panzer IV, as it can very easily stun it and allow the Sherman to get the upper hand. So Panzer IV definitely needs to be supported here, otherwise it will get itself killed. Do have enough munitions here for the machine gunner on top, but it does not look like Loveness is that interested in doing so. Vision blocked on the Panzer IV as the Steward takes some good damage there. AT gun goes down, and the captain is also unable to finish the job. Sherman moves up. Nice angle here for the Sherman as it blocks the line of sight here from the Pack gun. The Pack gun does turn itself around and gets some shots on the Sherman, though, as it reveals itself essentially. But the Pack gun is still unable to shoot, as it's, it has to be told to shoot there if it wants to actually hit. 50 cal machine gun getting called in for Helping Hands. She'll help him out against all this infantry. That's a cool, it's a good decision. Major has been set up for a bit of a forward retreat, but I mean, it's not that far away. It's right in front of the base, but I suppose if you're not going to use him, may as well do that. And Helping Hands is just being, well, pinned into his base. He doesn't have a lot of territory now. Grens continue to push forward. Their cover has been destroyed, so they are unable to stand in front of the base now in heavy cover. And the Sherman needs a little bit of repairs there. Of course, I mean, crew can go ahead and help on the repairs, but looks like they're going to be utilizing the rear echelon squad for now to do those things. Pack Howitzer taking some shots at the Grens, breaking their cover. The Grens spread out into the light cover of the shrubbery there. And the Panzer IV still just kind of selected there. Still just moving around. No MG for it. Oh, nice shot there by the Pack Howitzer. Down to one man. Can the Steward actually pick up the kill? It wants to. It really wants to, but it doesn't look like it's going to be able to do so. Spots the Panzer IV. Takes some MG shots at it, but moves out of the way. Victory points 331 for Hands, 117 for Loveness. Loveness still 200 points down, but he currently has a triple cap against Helping Hands, which will very quickly turn the game in his favor. Helping Hands has a little bit of time right now. He does, of course, have both the Steward and the Sherman, so, I mean, he's not in bad shape, but there's a lot of infantry on the field for Loveness, so it's very difficult to gain any ground. 50 cal machine gun setting up and, well, just shooting at the tank. So I guess that's what it's going to do. Oh, I didn't notice that happened. That's what's making it bad here for Hans. His AT gun, I mean, I saw it go down, but I thought he was going to be able to recover it. But no, AT gun falls to the hands of Loveness. So Loveness has a Pack gun and stolen AT gun. which is no longer available for Hans, so that makes it much more difficult. Sherman's still getting repaired. Center map, the Panzer IV moving around. The house in the center has collapsed. Nobody died inside of it, so it's not that big a deal that it collapsed, but the cover is no longer available for anybody. Rear echelon squad trying to go for the fuel on the far left-hand side. It is connected to the base because of this strategic point, so it's still going to provide some resources. But Hans does have 230 fuel, so, I mean, fuel-wise, I mean, he's not really hurting in that sense. Oh. Grand squad over here looks to have gone down. And the rear echelon squad retreated. I'm assuming it died because of this guy? Probably.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oof. Rifle grenade hitting that rifle squad, forcing it to retreat down to 2. Captain rushing forward, going to be getting right on top of that Grand squad. No, looks like it's going to stop at that strategic point and try and push. Right next to the captain, though, we see the Panzer IV pushing. Sherman returning fire with some explosive shots, nailing some Grens, but the captain just getting manhandled here by the Panzer IV, forced to retreat. 50 cal machine gun setting up to stop the approaching infantry. The Grens in retreat. Ostrupen going to be getting right on top of that MG and getting ripped to shreds if they don't move quickly. Sherman missing its one shot to wipe the squad, as the explosive round doesn't do too much damage. But we do still have the Steward around, and it is going for the northern point. Looks like it's going to be popping its crew out to get some capturing going. But by doing so, it looks like it's exposing itself to the Panzer IV. No, looks like it knows that there's something coming. And the Panzer IV is going to miss the Steward, though just barely. Stuka close air support getting called in for Love Nest. Looks like it's going to be targeting the rifles in the center. Oh, rifle squad goes down. And the pack howitzer goes down as well. 190 points or 93 points left for Hans. Still getting triple bled, so the points are about to be even. And I don't see Hans turning it around quickly here. He has lost a lot of infantry. Does get himself a Jackson, so it looks like he might be wanting to go for the kill here on the Panzer IV. Jackson hits the field. The Steward has a shot here to shell shock. Point blank engine shot. There it goes. Mission blocked. Getting stunned. Jackson on the field. Shots fly. It's a shot. Jackson, come on. There it goes. Nails the Panzer IV. Panzer IV does have a what kind of critical is that? It's just a standard engine damage critical. Jackson getting some more shots off in there. The pack gun moves up. Oh, we now have the Tiger on the field for Love Nest. And the Jackson goes down. Oof, that is bad news. Yeah, I don't think there's much else here that Hans can do. GG by Hans. Tiger hits the field. Nothing there around to save it. Well played, and throws in the towel. Wow. Love Nest holding strong. That was pretty good. It actually looked like Hans had the upper hand a lot of the game, but yeah, I mean, he managed to turn it around. So anyways, guys, I hope you managed to snag the last of the keys. I didn't mention it at the beginning of the game, so sorry about that. But yeah, you should have seen the 5 keys go out on this video as well. And it is the last of the keys, so good luck. Hopefully we'll see you around, and we will be seeing the British forces a lot more as the third comes near. So anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.